Yeah, labas dienas, labdien. So, hello from Riga, from the very important place for this very program, for very important people actually here around. So, if you hear me in English, then you are on a regional channel. Congratulations, you're on the right place, because this is the main language in between us, in between Lithuanians and Latvians, who are very proud to realize many projects. And we will have a celebration for you guys who realize projects, but we will have also a nice invitation to our new boys and girls, so new friends, who will come and realize next projects even better than we did before. So Latvia-Lithuania program earmarks this very day. This will be launched. There will be a official launch. We will count down, but up until now we will summarize of what niceties we did, what other different nice new priorities there will be for a program, and how all these stuff will work out. So there will be, of course, differences for a new call of proposals, for new program itself. There are new priorities, but all of that should be discussed. So welcome if you hear me in English, your original channel. If you want to follow me in Latvian, you should just click on a Latvian version, and there is a good translation into Latvian language. If you want to hear me in Lithuanian, then of course use accordingly this very link in YouTube. By the way, that's the time when you can share even to very good friend, to someone you know as your possible partner, as the friend who was looking for some financing, some spendings, let's say, but also some new ideas. So it is to formulate new friendships why not do it today? That's the big opportunity also to apply for even a partner if you don't have one, but you have a brilliant idea. So for all of that, we have to proceed. But for those who know what is Latvian-Lithuanian program and how much it went to grow your own initiatives to really provoke local NGOs, local communities to look over the border. For those who know the right answer to this very specific question, before we warm up, we have to use this question. So technically, you have to scan now this QR code, so to get in Slido, or you can use also this hashtag LATLIT, which is, of course, the abbreviature of the program itself. LATLIT is a program we will celebrate today. When you are in this cloud inside, a very simple question, but please don't hesitate also to answer it. And actually, I ask to do it also for you guys here. Some of us, we are here in person. Mainly, we are online, and congratulations for those who managed to be online. So looks like everything goes well. So could you please just answer this question? Which word, or maybe a phrase, best describes Latvia-Lithuania program? So is it your personal success? Is it the nicety of having new good friends? The nicety of copy-pasting experiences from each another country, or new friendships you established, or whatever comes in your mind? Oh, wow, cooperation, innovation, partners, friendship. Wow, friendship is very needed. Hopefully someone will make peace. That's the whole concept of European Union, even though we criticize it a lot. It's true that inside the European Union, you never had wars up until now. So you better, innovate, you better cooperate, you better love. Even love is a nicety. Wow, why not? If someone is searching for love, why not to apply for the next round of possibilities in this good program? So since there are so many, wow, I'm so happy to see. Oh, and Laba Diena, of course, also goes because it's the first thing you probably do when you call your friend over the border. You say Laba Diena, right? Or Labdien, and the brotherhood even, and siblings, and competition as well. Not only neighborhood and opportunities and projects and interesting projects. Wow, iespējas, so opportunities. Oh, and possibilities, and practical exchanges. Wow, I'm so happy it is changing so much. It just proves that you are so lovely and lively communities around the border. The longest border of Latvia is actually with Lithuania. So this is this is why we have a great day today, to celebrate the cooperation over the border, not war. Good. We don't talk about war, we talk about the peace, and a very important person in all that respect is also Sandis Cekls. He's head of this managing authority, and he's, of course, also Deputy State Secretary of Ministry of Environmental Protection and Regional Development of Republic of Latvia. He pre-recorded his statement, so let us listen, but don't stop to give me a good wordings into this cloud, please.
Dear colleagues, participants, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, on behalf of the Ministry of Environmental Protection and Regional Development of the Republic of Latvia, I would like to greet you all in today's event that is dedicated to celebrating long-term cooperation between Latvia and Lithuania. Today we are launching already third generation of Latvia-Lithuania program that builds on achievements of already 20 years of successful cross-border cooperation. We are glad that despite smaller budget available for the new program, it still reflects thematic diversity. The program will continue supporting new cooperation projects for boosting green and sustainable development, enhancing fair and inclusive society, developing tourism and economic potential of cultural heritage, ensuring capacity building and people-to-people cooperation. Many cooperation partnerships have already been established between institutions and people of our countries, and many valuable ideas implemented within the cross-border cooperation projects. Therefore, it is evident that the new Interreg Latvia-Lithuania program will not only continue but intensify the cooperation. I would like to thank all already involved institutions and people for their dedication and effort. And I would like to invite newcomers to join the program to bring their experience and knowledge. I invite you to make full use of today's event to learn about the new program and to start working on joint projects for the first call. I wish you all a success. Thank you.
Now, honestly, guys, to me, there are two very personal projects which I'm hoping to have more for next program. It was a very nice concert of beautiful singers from Lithuania when they were singing, you know, middle-age music in the castle of Bauska, and it was great program, really. I mean, admiring one. And there was a very practical one of how firefighters and the police officers and even the border guards from both countries in Latgale region and Visaginas region were communicating and cooperating for actually at that point just a theoretical event of possible influx of illegal migrants over the border from Belarus. And well, it turned out that it was so much needed just few years later. So keep in mind that this is reality we are facing, and we have to be creative, and I think there is a big meaning for European Union when they put us in this program. So this is like a big meaning will be formulated by Beata Grainier. She's a program manager for working for European Commission and supervising this very nicety of Latvian-Lithuanian friendship.
Good afternoon to you from Brussels. Here is Beata Grainer speaking, currently responsible for the Latvia-Lithuanian cooperation program in the Interreg unit in DG Regio. At this place, a big thank you to my colleague Ms. Maud Skaringer, who assisted you in the preparation of the program but couldn't bring it to the end. Welcome to the Managing Authority, to the Joint Secretariat, to the national representatives from Latvia and Lithuania, and to all interested stakeholders who joined this online launching event today. I would like to congratulate you to the successful establishment of the new cross-border cooperation program that has been approved by the Commission at the beginning of October. Interreg program Latvia-Lithuania places on its agenda support for capacity building and small projects, as well as adaptation to the climate change, nature and biodiversity, sustainable tourism and culture. As one of a very few programs from the family of the cross-border cooperation, it decided to also support the integration of marginalized communities, which makes it a kind of flagship approach. We, in the Commission, look forward to your efforts to make the Latvian-Lithuanian border area a better place to live for everybody, and we are happy to assist you in this hard work. I wish you a great success in the implementation of these ambitious projects, benefiting the communities across the Latvian-Lithuanian border. Good luck, thank you, and goodbye.
And of course, guys, for those who realized projects during this previous term, yes, 1/3 of this went online only because of the COVID. Let's don't call it crisis. It was an opportunity to learn a lot, to of course adjust and change realities of your programs, but you did it with a great success. And here will be a video of actually nice successful stories of what so far that program achieved. So this is a great basis for what we should develop and should start today, and we will start in a short while, but let us measure how successful we were up until this day.
Every city, town and countryside has its own vibe. People are the key. One of the great instruments to make regions more competitive and attractive for living, working and visiting is Latvia-Lithuania cross-border cooperation program. We are all part of the Earth ecosystem. It's a network of mutual exchange. The best way to learn about nature is to be out there, feel it and appreciate it. To increase the number of visitors to the region, the Baltic coastal hiking and the forest trail routes were extended for everyone to enjoy the power of nature. Walking through beautiful forests and along the spectacular Baltic coastline is going to fill hikers with energy and local businesses with new visitors. The Baltic Sea unites our countries, and actions taken in one country might affect the other. Plastic litter can cause negative ecological consequences. Knowledge about the scale and exact location of the pollution allows us to reduce it. Only when we take care of the earth, it grants us with its bounties. Nature is our wealth and water is the source of life. We are obliged to secure bounty and beauty of the earth for present and future generations. The children are our future. Our future is greatly impacted by how we support them and provide opportunities to fulfill their needs. Library is not only a house of knowledge, but also a place to socialize and find new friends. A place to get inspiration and knowledge. A place for growth and development, where all are equal and all are friends, filled with smiles and happiness. Many of you will agree that joy can be found at any age. Improved health restores confidence and self-esteem to live, to help, to contribute. The one who gives gets back, and we are giving with pleasure and appreciation. An active space for seniors to meet, have warm conversations, do sports, and have a great time. It is dignity, after all, and seniors have well deserved it. Each of us are special, unique, and contribute to others. A sense of security cannot be underrated in society. Firefighters save more than houses. They save our homes, hearts, memories, and dreams. We have ensured they are better equipped and trained, stronger, smarter, and happier. No doubt, they love what they do. They are taking care of us. May I ask you a question? What is happiness? Should we just know it when we feel it? In fact, it's a bunch of positive emotions, joy, and pride. Cross-border cooperation is the key to our prosperity.
Inspiring video, isn't it? I think it shows very well what our program is all about. It's all about cooperation and making border regions of Latvia better for living, working, and visiting. Before we launch new Interreg 6A Latvia-Lithuania cross-border cooperation program, I would like to show some great results from the current Interreg 5A Latvia-Lithuania cooperation program to 14 to 20. What we have achieved in our 132 projects and with 66 million funding from European Union. Here you can see some statistics of which priorities for the current program are the most popular. And we have had a milestone already that 100 of all of our current projects has been completed, and rest 32 have to be completed by the next summer. So for first priority, sustainable and clean environment, we have 43 projects. And here is some statistics, what has been achieved so far. And you can see how great results we have had with increasing visitors to the sites of natural and cultural and natural heritage in program area, and also land that has been rehabilitated. In our second priority, support to labor mobility and employment, we had 20 projects. And here we've been overperforming in each of the targets. It's just a matter of reporting if some targets are not yet achieved. They are actually achieved, just reporting shows the number that is currently on your screens. So for example, we have supported many businesses. 546 enterprises have received non-financial support, and that has been overachieved by 150%. 46 kilometers of roads have been constructed, and almost 4,000 people have participated in joint local employment initiatives and joint trainings. Our third priority, social inclusion. Here we have 44 projects, and some of our achievements are social inclusion measures that has been created. The target is 116, and we are on the target to achieve this. And our fourth priority, improved quality of living through efficient public services administration. Here we have also had great results. Our target was 151 institutions participating in cooperation, but actually already at the moment there are more organizations participating in cooperation. And in this priority, we have 25 projects. That's it from my side.
Well, Yanni, thank you very much. So many smiley faces in both countries. I think this inspires you as well, huh? So you're ready for next term.
Yes, I'm eager.
Yeah, you are eager. Thank you very much, Yanni, anyway. And congratulations also, guys, for you. You will have a lot of applicants. If you look at the number of people who just joined this event, definitely there is a great interest to this. Now, we turn to next term priorities, and these will be priorities, yes, 4 of them, but we will now go through all 4 of them with a little bit of story what was achieved so far, like technically and emotionally, of course, as well. There will be some few nice examples of nice projects realized, but also there is an animated video which you will always have online in the project side, but of course we will now learn it first time in our life. This is very important that we kind of learn the whole priority language, and then realization will be yours. But the real seminars of how to be practical, how to realize, will actually start from January. So don't panic. It's not the beginning of the real application today. It's a rather celebration and getting learned to. So let's go with the first priority, which is called capacity building and people-to-people cooperation for a new period.
Interreg 6A, Latvia-Lithuania Programme 2021 to 2027. The programme aims to contribute to the sustainable and cohesive socio-economic development of the programme regions by helping to make them more competitive and attractive for living, studying, working and visiting. Priorities of the programme: capacity building and people-to-people cooperation, green, resilient and sustainable development, fair and inclusive society, economic potential of tourism and heritage. The first call for proposals of the programme starts on the 28th of November 2022, ends at 5 o'clock on the 29th of March 2023. If you are ready to apply, please ensure that your project is relevant to the programme area, has a clear link to the programme, clearly expresses the need for cross-border cooperation, ensures durability of the results, provides an added value and is innovative, contributes to the horizontal principles and wider strategies, involves relevant project partners that jointly contribute to the project, ensures balanced partnership, has a clear and logical work plan, has a coherent and proportionate budget. Project partners. Each project must involve at least one Latvian and one Lithuanian project partner. One of the partners must be appointed as the lead partner. If you are looking for a project partner, please use Partner Search section on www.latlit.eu, where you can register your organisation and search registered organisations by different criteria. Duration. The maximum possible duration of your project is 24 months. Maximum project budget and ERDF co-financing. Maximum amount of ERDF co-financing is 80% of the total project value. The maximum size of the project budget is different depending on which program priority the project will apply for. There are additional limitations to the size of the project budget if the lead partner is an NGO. Payment. There will be no advance payments to projects. The payments to the projects will be done on a reimbursement basis. Technical documentation for reconstruction. Technical documentation prepared in accordance with national legislation for planned reconstruction works has to be submitted with the project application. Submission. All applications have to be submitted via Joint Electronic Monitoring System, JEMS, on jems.latlit.eu. The main source of the information for applicants, www.latlit.eu. And welcome on board.
And especially welcome on board today. Really do it today. Latlit.eu is the place where you have to go and start searching for your partners if you don't have ones. And sometimes it's not only about the old partnerships you realized project up until now and it's so easy to do it. No. Why don't you include new partners, new friends, even better ones maybe, but also for those who are newcomers in the program, don't hesitate to put your ideas and just a clear announcement. Yes, I am searching for a partner. Yes, I have an idea. And you just learned how to do it. Just go on this website. It will be full with different advices, but one of the most important thing is started today. Search for your partner. Search for also, of course, good ideas. If you want to join one or another idea, you can always be included in many projects, not only one. Now, nevertheless, let's go through all the nice priorities. And the first priority you already saw, it is the capacity building and people-to-people cooperation. So without good partner, you will never realize it. So how this priority works or where it focuses on?
Priority 1. Capacity building and people-to-people cooperation. The program aims to help authorities to solve challenges caused by changes of population structure, regional disparities, climate change, environmental effects, and new territorial settings. We expect these results: improved cooperation among public institutions and entities at local and regional level, improved interaction among people and communities of Latvia and Lithuania. Indicative activities, joint solutions and pilot actions for development or improvement of public services, of public administration, education, and healthy lifestyle. People-to-people actions and involving of society for healthy lifestyle, education, and cultural heritage promotion. Capacity building, transferring of good practices, and developing of necessary competencies of local and regional authorities.
So now it's clear what will be in the future asked from us, from applicants for different aspects of this very priority. But it is nice to learn a little bit of what was achieved. And here we choose a very nice example from Klaipėda. I think it will work on its own.
Klaipėdos regiono specializacijos strategija yra raktas į konkurencingą regiono raidą bei turiningą partnerystę. Tai ilgalaikis plėtros planas, kurio sėkmė kiekvieno mūsų rankose. Aiškių prioritetų įvardymas leidžia tikslingai investuoti, taip stiprinant regiono įmonių inovatyvumą bei skatinant klasterizaciją. Specializacija moko bendradarbiauti ir kartu siekti aukštesnių tikslų. Formuoti regiono kompetencijų bazę, kryptingai vykdyti mokslinius tyrimus ir eksperimentinę plėtrą. Efektyvus regiono plėtros valdymas ir resursų pritraukimas didina regiono patrauklumą nacionaliniu ir tarptautiniu lygmeniu. Aiški regiono vizija padeda planuoti bendruomenės poreikius atitinkančią aplinką, kurioje gera gyventi ir kurti. Prisijunk ir tu. Stiprinkime Klaipėdos regioną drauge.
So here we are, good friends around the border. Aiga Meri, you are head of the whole project department of Kurzeme planning region here in Latvia, the specific administration, which is not always very close to Lithuanian border, right? It's sometimes closer to Estonia than to Lithuania, but congratulations, whole Kurzeme region is included in this cooperation area of Latlit program. And Egle Stonke, head of Association of Klaipėda region. So this is a very interesting thing. You did a kind of spatial planning of innovative jobs, of different, probably new realities of our common area. So how common it is, how common people are crossing border. For example, you just crossed today, right? Coming to Latvia. But so how full is the traffic? So how good we are at this everyday cooperation, well, why not to work in Klaipėda but work in Latvia or vice versa? How far from reality we are here?
I actually knew a few people who really are living in Klaipėda region and works in Liepāja, so that's really happening, and the traffic is quite common, even for leisure measures or for the daily working activities, I believe.
Yeah, but this is their own decision. You were focusing on this very specific thing, smart specialization. So why should you plan it? It's up to people to decide whether they will do it like we just described or not.
Well, I think we did not plan anything new. We just took the potential and the will of the people that are down here in the regions, and then plan it from future perspectives and starting from what we have now, what we can build our future on. And we found a lot of common things that we have on the cross-border between two regions, and we were really happy that we have more similarities than differences.
Oh, what a surprise, in between Lithuanians and Latvians. Come on, you shouldn't do a lot of science to find this finding. Now, Aiga, how you think it will work? Because nowadays, it's true, I can hear a lot of Lithuanians in Liepāja, but what about vice versa? How good we are to go south for a job seeking, but not only, probably also for different other opportunities you were planning in this your job, your project.
Well, our project looked into two perspectives, this common and joint planning, which is more like paperwork, but to do the good paperwork, you need to cooperate a lot and come together, discuss together, and that was the other part of the whole project, that we really tried to pull together our municipal planners, development planners, to really come sit at the one table and discuss what common we have, what challenges we have. And yes, as Egle said, there are really joint issues on environment. We do have really good tourism resources to be developed as common products and to attract foreigner tourists. And we do also have common problems and issues in serving the public services in a good quality.
It's nice to plan it together, but still there is a border in between, not only in thinking, but I think it's also about, let's take aviation, Klaipėda, Palanga, but also Liepāja has their own interest of developing their own aviation. It's nice to dream that all Liepāja people will go to Palanga to fly away for, I don't know, Denmark or something. But on the other hand, they want their flights coming to Liepāja. So I understand you're planning the big flows, not, you know, like one grandma will cross the border for just a cheaper sausage like in the Soviet time.
But like as you were saying, we know that there are a lot of different kind of economic sectors or businesses, let's say the airports. So we try to focus on what we have in common and what we can develop in common. For example, like we made an analysis of those areas to indicate so what is the hugest potential for us to work together. And for example, like I don't know, we all have a coming offshore sector. It's totally new for all of us. We don't know a lot about what is happening on that sector, how we need to be prepared for that. So that makes us equal on the basis position, so we can learn together so how to deal with that.
On a basis of what you did, Aiga, can you say that Lithuanians in the future, in 10 years, will be, you know, better or quicker or something in this area? But this is the list of Latvians being. So when you do this planning, you somehow divide, you know, who will do what, who will be good at, I don't know, hospitality, and who will do the best theater. I think in Klaipėda there is also good theater, not only in Liepāja. So how to, you know, measure and not to become a competitors, you know, to lose the friend, but get the friends during the program.
But exactly, we do not like compete. We see the common things and common resources and common challenges. That is the idea of the project working together. If we would like to compete, then I think we wouldn't work together.
Exactly. Well, for example, like let's take tourism. A lot of Lithuanians come to the wide and nice beaches in Latvia, and a lot of Latvians come to Lithuanian resorts. But when you took on the global perspective, a lot of foreigners that come to the Baltic Sea region go through Latvia and Lithuania together. So if we provide joint tourism products and joint offers, so we would become both more attractive to the, I don't know, tourists from China, US, or other countries. So working together helps us not to compete between each other, but to build.
But if you plan it properly, like you did, and you have this plan, can you say that you save some money because it's common activity? So it's not like you pay twice for more or less the same story, just next around the border or something like this? Or where is this good profit out of it? We always have to measure how good was a project also from the point of view of influence to local society, to local business, to provide some new opportunity. Because I never saw Chinese tourism so far in Kurzeme or Klaipėda region. So when? Tomorrow?
Well, you haven't been in Klaipėda region lately then, I would say.
There are many Chinese, I'm sorry. Yes,
not many,
true.
but there are definitely.
Not last, during the COVID, I didn't visit Klaipėda. True. Okay,
you have
sorry.
To, you have
so
to.
There are many Chinese. Okay. No. What about this like measurement of profit? Do we need to do it like this, or this is different story? Not always for European projects.
I would say so that once we plan, we do not see the benefits today or tomorrow. That's for sure, because also the documents we developed within the project are aimed for the 2021-2027. So there are 7 years to go ahead with those objectives and goals we have set. But within the project, we are sure that we provided the better knowledge and skills to the municipal people and planners and social sector people who were involved in the project, in the brainstorming how to do better, what to do better in certain sectors. So better decisions in future is that how the project contributed to.
Well, I very much wish that the politicians will also, be as nice as you, that planning a little bit more in the future will not, change your plans. Nevertheless, you made it on a scientific basis, right? You were very serious. So how you realized your project? I mean, how serious it is to find really serious partners all across the border? Do you always need a university, super trooper guys from spatial planning science? It looks like the rocket science, no?
Well, I would say you need not only serious guys, but also the ordinary guys who lives in the region. And I think that was a part of the project that we try to include and engage a lot of regional stakeholders, starting from the serious guys from the universities and academia, but also like society representatives or an NGOs, also as a public sector, as a municipalities and all public other institutions. So also businesses, that is really a huge part of how the region grows or evolves. So we try to gather everyone and to involve everyone in building our common future. Also doing that together with our neighbors. Like you plan, like how it said, think globally but act locally. Oh, yeah. So that's what we did actually.
And actually, thank you very, very much for being so local on the global issues. So thank you. You made the cornerstones of our development of the both actually regions and the countries in a way. And one of the cornerstones of the future is climate. So hopefully you were serious in your plans with the climate, but also the program itself is very serious on a climate issue itself. So the green, resilient and sustainable development is one of the, well, the second, but I think one of the most futuristic and most needed priority, the adaptation to the climate change and the risks in it. And here is how these priorities will work.
Priority 2, Green, Resilient and Sustainable Development. Specific Objective 2.1, Promoting Climate Change Adaptation and Risk Prevention and Resilience, taking into account ecosystem-based approaches. The program aims to enhance knowledge of climate impacts and facilitate a holistic and system-based adaptation to the climate change in the cross-border area. We expect these results: enhanced knowledge of climate change impacts, transferred good practices of the adaptation to climate change, strengthened cooperation among emergency services, indicative activities, ecosystem-based joint management solutions for adaptation and resilience to climate change and disaster risk prevention in cross-border natural sites, nature-based solutions for protecting and preventing of floods, joint monitoring to enhance the knowledge on climate change, cooperation among emergency services to build disaster resilience, trainings, exchange of experience and practical assessments, education and awareness raising.
Well, honestly, we knew that this is a very hot topic and has to be realized really commonly, not only in between Lithuanians and Latvians, actually both, it's a global question. Everyone has to be involved. But up until now, we did some niceties, more of a nature science or environmental protection, not always the climate change and the global issues. Nevertheless, we will cover now during this program. Of course, many programs will do, but even here you have to find a good also examples what was up until now. So let us go to great example from Lithuania.
Priority 2, Green, Resilient and Sustainable Development. Specific Objective 2.2, Enhancing Protection and Preservation of Nature, Biodiversity and Green Infrastructure, including in urban areas, and reducing all forms of pollution. The program aims to enhance protection, preservation and restoration of natural capital, protected areas and biodiversity. We expect these results: new common frameworks for smart, joint and sustainable management, preserved and restored biodiversity, the natural capital and protected areas, improved green areas, developed small-scale green infrastructure and nature-based solutions, joint solutions for sustainable water management and new approaches to eliminate or reduce the causes of pollution and set up pollution monitoring systems. Indicative activities, actions for safeguarding, maintaining and restoring of ecosystems, protecting and preserving of cross-border biodiversity and key species, joint solutions for protecting, preserving and restoring of natural capital and cross-border green networks. Capacity building activities for organisations and specific target groups that impact quality of the environment. Joint solutions for reducing of pollution in shared water bodies, cross-border natural sites and protected areas. Joint solutions for preserving of nature capital that is used for recreation. Educating and raising awareness of the general public on environmental behaviour and preserving of natural capital.
It's true that the most rivers we use in Zemgale are actually coming from Lithuania. It's true that, well, we have a longer border with the sea. And sea protection is a big issue. Well, actually very serious are people in Klaipėda. They do it from the scientific point, from different points. And we just have to cooperate, isn't it? So up until now, there was a great cooperation and the sea was in between us. I have a very nice story on how it unites us, not divides us.
This group of Latvian and Lithuanian scientists are combing the border beach of Palanga. They are studying the accumulation of plastic and participating in a European project called ESMIC, which maps, analyses and provides data and methodology for dealing with this kind of pollution. Their first conclusion is that algae act as a magnet for plastics.
We found that 3 times more plastic items are present in the beach wreck compared to the fresh or clean beach sand on coastline.
To map plastics, scientists use a number of techniques, including drone imaging. This data is then compared with satellite images. This is how they determine which areas are most affected and the volume of algae and plastic that could interest the Lithuanian and Latvian authorities.
We are using 3 levels, 3 dimensions of the methods. In situ, like we are collecting it by hand, drones that can see smaller patches, be much more fast and operational, and the satellites that can take all the Baltic Sea.
Lithuania and Latvia accumulate more seaweed and plastic than other Baltic Sea countries. This is because of their geographical location and because of the strong winds. For this project, just under €500,000 was budgeted, of which 85% were financed by the European cohesion policy.
Actually, it is a big thing because if you notice, this is a Euronews story. So this was a great example for whole 500 million of the people. So Arunas, congratulations. You developed actually a very nice example which can help to other seasides of the Europe. There are just few countries which do not have sea in Europe. So I think the cooperation you did with Latvian friends was an important example for many people involved. Do you feel like you do kind of this act local but actually think very global?
First of all, I would feel that this cooperation between Latvia and Lithuania was a necessity, because Baltic region itself was divided by south and north, and somehow Latvia and Lithuania, such a neighboring and brotherly countries, were divided in separate bowls of choices when developing projects before. And this Latvian-Lithuanian program gave us an opportunity to contact colleagues from Latvia and work together, develop methods and analyze our common coastline.
But I don't know how about you, the seriosity, but up until now, for I think 30 years, we always met in the first weekend of September for cleaning up. And it was like once in a year, you go, you sing a song, you pray that no one will do any damage, but actually you do it just once in your year. So how serious you were and how deep into sea and how long distances at the shore you actually managed to clean, or to do a science how not to poison it further?
The project more or less was focused on three different pillars. One of them was, of course, the public education and public awareness raising on plastic pollution in the marine environment, and this covered all the Lithuanian and Latvian coastline. So in Latvia, you had a very beautiful tradition. You have this My Sea campaign, which is going on for many years now.
You don't.
And this
You,
project,
Lithuania, there
so
was
this
never
project
like this.
was actually the birth of My Sea campaign in Lithuania.
Wow.
We tried to implement the same activities in Lithuania as you do in Latvia.
And of course, especially in Curonian side, I think it's just great to have this tradition. So how important it is to do it as wide as possible so that every Lithuanian and every Latvian is involved, and because whatever we do inside in territory, let's say in Daugavpils, and the Daugava is, you know, what? Almost 300 kilometers long, and then it comes in the sea. So actually, even people in Visaginas, in Daugavpils, somewhere deep next to the Russian border, should be involved in this.
This is a very important question to ask. Where does the sea start?
Yes.
Does it start where we enter this beach and remove our feet, we remove our boots and go on the sand? Or does it start with our sinks where we wash and we wash our clothes, we take medicine and do whatever we do in our bathrooms?
So I'm sorry to say, but well, the good success is that you did it on a scientific base, on our well, approach of each and other citizen, but how good we are in the numbers. So how much of this microplastics and the big plastical pieces we actually find in this seaweed?
So the results are not so very good. So we have this European-wide threshold value of 20 items per 100 meter of coastline where we have to reach a good environmental status. Currently in Lithuania and in Latvia we exceed this limit not in several times but even in tens of times. So in Lithuania it may reach 15 times and in Latvia also similar. On the microplastic level, we saw that these algae accumulations on the beach may be a perfect monitoring site for microplastics which are in the marine environment, because they act, as mentioned in the video, as a trap where small plastic particles simply stick to the algae floating on the surface of the water, and later when they are washed ashore, you can monitor and see and, let's say, analyze what is the status of the marine environment.
So at the end, the nice story about using this seaweed for what was the name of the product we produce out of it? Not only
cosmetics, you mean?
Yeah, the cosmetics and different stuff. One cannot use it anymore if we are so unserious to our nature.
Well, the cosmetics industry itself is one of the sources of the microplastics, yes, if you look at it. This project only shows that you have to look what you are using for developing of so-called eco-friendly or eco products. So sometimes these algae may have microplastics within them.
If the statistic is bad, if you would not do it during this project, it would be even worse, or what? Because we understand that it is not ending at the end of a Latvian border or Lithuanian border. Sure. There is probably still the same statistics in Estonia, in Russia, in Kaliningrad, in everywhere. So, you know, you have to continue. But if not such a program, there is no kind of I don't know, EU science money or something which you would use instead?
Well, again, coming back to the first idea, which I said, this cooperation between Latvia and Lithuania. So all the project partners in ESMIC project, we worked on separate cases analyzing our coastlines. And we didn't have an opportunity to work together and look what do we have here. This LATLIT program served as a perfect platform for us to do that. We chose algae as it is easy to do, and we have the very similar exposure to the Baltic Sea. Our coastline is exposed to the Baltic Sea forces similarly, so we can look and determine the places where the algae are accumulating, what are the plastic levels there, and look whether or not these algae accumulations are friendly or not so friendly for the common tourists. Because in certain areas on our coastline, the algae is managed differently. somewhere it is left to stay there as a natural and very important source of nutrients for the coastal environment. On the other areas, they are cleaned and cleaned the beach for the tourists to use. And we actually saw that after a certain amount of days, the microorganisms which are staying in these accumulations, they have perfect conditions for them to stay there and live there. So if you are not managing these algae in the highly touristical areas, they may be a source of skin rashes or
So
some sort of
actually you're predicting that this nice story of lonely beaches of Baltics, why don't you go to Spain, overcrowded beaches, you know, from the point of touristic propaganda, would end one day if you are not serious enough from the point of view of environment. So we have to do something. What? Technically. I mean, project is over. What can I do? Should I take my plastic bag and you know, assemble? I have 4 kids, so I could take a lot of bags and you know, continue your story, or you will continue with the next the call of proposals.
So you said the perfect thing. First of all, you have to educate your children to pick up and not to leave plastic in the marine environment. Nature does not produce plastic.
Yes.
So it shouldn't be there. Second thing is what we try to do to involve citizens and involve in citizens in raising awareness, but also educating them in performing certain, well, so to call citizen science tasks, where they would help us to monitor the marine environment.
So will you go with this education, calling to even demanding probably to wider public, or will you go scientific of your next call of proposals? You probably have bright ideas where to apply for this.
Well, we have plenty of ideas what to do, and I perfectly see a possibility of combining both, also the scientific approach, but also involving citizen science, because what we see and what the global system sees, that by using practical knowledge, applying practical knowledge, you develop long-term, let's say, environmental friendly minds. Yeah. So just by saying and reading about this issue of plastic pollution in marine environment sometimes is not enough. You have to go and do something, so later you would remember the action that you did, and not to pollute, let's say, the nature.
The last is about Latvians themselves. Don't you think that we are too optimistic of how it looks from a side? I remember that like 10 years ago, Latvia was called like 2nd or 3rd the most greenest country in the world. And some say this is garbage. This is statistical, like a fairy tale or something. How should we, you know, using these programs like Lithuanian, Latvian, any other programs, really become the place where we can, you know, value the nature, the climate, and also be a nice example globally? What do you think we should do?
First of all, apply for such a funding in Latvian system and search for partners or common ideas to develop. And secondly, it was mentioned here, think locally, act globally, act locally. Yeah. So I think all of us more or less knows what to do. It's just a matter of making a choice at a certain time and simply stopping do the bad habits and going forward with good experiences.
So it looks like you have your project partners already for the future. You are like stable, serious, or also for you this today is a kind of launch of new possible partnership. You are looking for new ideas, even in things like are so natural to you. You know what to do, but you know how to do, new know-hows, new perspectives.
We always are interested in developing and looking to analyze our environment, but also I see that we have a possibility to give back to the community, and this is necessary for a scientific community to give back to the public, because we accumulate the knowledge and somehow we have to give back for general public, and there's an ideas for future, I think, project developments.
Well, thank you very, very much. I think it inspires a lot of us also to think about this priority. It's not only about sea, it's in a different points of people, Lithuanians and Latvians, and the nature around us. It is so nice, but still we have to be serious about these issues. Thank you very much, and all the success for a new period. I have a feeling you will have success. Nevertheless, it's a global issue which should solve. Probably will not be able to do it with just one program itself. Anyway, we have to talk also about the new reality, which is fair and inclusive society, which is called One More Priority. So if you find yourself strong in this capacity, then find partner and learn how these priorities will work in the new call of proposals.
Priority 3, Fair and Inclusive Society. The programme aims to facilitate the integration of disadvantaged social groups into society and labour market, develop efficient social services, strengthen the capacity and know-how of involved organisations. We expect these results: more inclusive communities, reduced social vulnerability of social groups, developed new services, instruments and solutions, and improved capacities of stakeholders, improved living conditions of people. Indicative activities: developing of integrated services for better integration of vulnerable groups, applying of new approaches, tools and methods to improve and diversify social services, networking, training, exchanging of experience and raising of awareness about available social services, supporting social inclusion to overcome climate-related challenges, developing of the social entrepreneurial ecosystem.
Now, sometimes when you use these wordings like fair and inclusive society, it kind of goes to politicians, not like local people around the border, both sides of the border, and it could be even a bigger network of good friendships. The next example we'd like to show you is really sincere in this leveling it. So it's not about, opening some great whatever infrastructure objects, but it's more of finding good friendship and really changing the world. Tā, tagad mēs runāsim latviešu valodā. Ja kāds no jums ir pārsteigts, tad tas ir arī iemesls. Tāpēc, kad varbūt, ka viens no pirmajiem...
We will speak now in Latvian, and you are the headmaster of Alexandrov Elementary School, and we just watched the video about the awards given to you because you were chosen to be one of the most sincere projects. And do you agree, when we talk about children and sincerity, it is also reflected in those EU programs? Because usually we associate these EU programs with some graphs and documentation and so on. But can we also see such sincerity in the EU projects? Yes, I would like to say that this award was because of our joint work. It was from the ministry's side, Ministry of Environmental Protection, and also our leading partners' support, and also from Lithuanian partners, Visagina Gymnasium, the headmaster's support. But you are the director, the headmaster of Alexandrov Elementary School. But elementary school is a different level than Visagina Gymnasium. Gymnasium sounds like those are the smart guys. And you are just an elementary school. So how did you manage to find each other? So how did it happen? Actually, this first meeting was at the management level, because Lithuanian colleagues invited the heads of the schools of Dagda municipality to get to know each other. And the Visagina Gymnasium is one step ahead of Latvian schools, because in their gymnasium they have also included children with very, very severe mental disabilities. And yeah, and it was the first time, because we also have something to share experience about, but it was very important for us to cooperate with our neighbors, to see how they teach and to share our experience. So you were not looking for some kind of some far, far away examples. You just looked at your neighbors, and you are closer to Lithuania than to a school in Valmiera or Liepāja. So you were just going to your neighbors to get an advice. Yeah, we also listen to our people, of course. We have a very good cooperation with Cēsis municipality, Raiskums school, but with Verbena Gymnasium, it was that first time they just came with their children just to get to know us. And it was that between us, we had this spark of cooperation. And there was this similar temper, this character, similar to character of Lithuanians and Latgalians. And yeah, we were learning their language, they were learning our language, yes. Yeah, but this was about language, but now about experience. Lithuania is a country, bigger country, 1 billion population more, and a different type of management. And do they do differently or they do similarly? And it's possible to learn from them when the practitioners meet. Actually, everything happens the same in the whole world. It just depends from which angle you look at it. At the level of humanity, somebody is very, very have high opinions of themselves, and some are looking for equal opportunities for everyone, so that it's easier life for those who don't have disabilities, and so that it's easier for those who have disabilities. Okay, so you took a Lithuanian example, and you built in Latvia something that other schools in Latvia are still building, this inclusive education, that those children that have some difficulties, some restrictions, that they are not separated somewhere far away from others. Yeah, we are implementing this education, and Verden school was a very, very good example for us. Yeah, but it looks like that you were working with vegetables, playing games, and so on. It was like a therapy. Yeah, we were doing a lot of different things. One of the priorities was that we were trying to organize the camps, so whole day and night camps for children with special needs. See, we organized 4 such camps. So 2 camps for children with severe mental disabilities and 2 camps for children with light mental disabilities. And so in those camps, there were children who spoke in different languages. So what language did they speak? Russian, English? Russian, English, Latvian, Lithuanian, all 4 languages. Yeah, generally, yeah. So they found friends. They saw that the attitude is similar. So you as professionals, what did you discover? First of all, we were doing a lot of different things. So we learned about Lithuanian culture. We were demonstrating our folklore. In 2 years, we organized several trips to Lithuania. Lithuanians came to us. We had sports activities. Didn't you have COVID? We managed. We were the ones who managed before. Yeah, that was a great planning. Yeah, in this sense, we were lucky because everything started in autumn. And we also had developed some work-based training. Like you saw in the video, that we planted some vegetables and these camps from Lithuanian and Latvian camps, they harvested onions. And that was one idea. It was much more interesting when we needed to harvest cucumbers and tomatoes. Were they fighting with tomatoes? No. The joy when they enter the greenhouse and they can pick tomatoes, and we also allowed to eat them on the spot. Yes, of course. But therefore, the kids were very, very happy, and it was something special. But the basic idea in Europe is to have this friendship. So it's weird. We've been living so close forever, and since the European Union, this distance has not changed. There has always been some distance, but what changed in your mind? Something that you destroyed these borders. I believe we never had the borders between Latvians and Lithuanians. Just when we started creating our independent countries, then for some time we had those borders. But then again, we made a step towards each other. You learned something from Lithuanians, they learned something from you. So were they also happy for this project? Yes, they liked the camps. Because when we were reporting about this project to Lithuanian colleagues and parents, they came to us and asked, is it all? No more camps, no more continuation? So they don't have such camps. So they are excellent in their education since September till May, but summer is empty. Yes. But so we were able to enter this small piece of puzzle in this total puzzle. Yes. And now, do you have a new program in your school? So if you look at this results of the project, your teachers now know what to do, how to work. I am really grateful to my team, to my teachers, that they do everything from the bottom of their hearts and with great responsibility. And looking at other camps organized by general educational schools where children with special needs and disabilities do not participate, there is a difference that we need to plan every minute, every moment, so that children do not get bored. And we managed. We managed that colleagues, Latvian colleagues and Lithuanian colleagues participated very actively. We had cooperation. We did something for them, they did something for us, and that's why we were successful. This is so great. I can feel that you are not only grateful to each other, but also the countries are grateful. And this is some innovation in the education. We could say there you had some innovations. You were just organizing a camp, and we call it innovation here in Riga. Okay, so in the next program, you will continue both schools. I didn't finish my idea about this camp, what I was telling you. So our project had already finished, and in the next call, there was also a project opportunity for Dagda municipality for general educational schools, and they had also planned a camp, but there was COVID, and Lithuanians said, if this is a camp organized, then this is in Alexandrova. Oh, this was another prize for you, award. So you are this safe environment for those young people who can get this safe place in Alexandrova. This is not only our work. This is also work of our Lithuanian colleagues and also trust of parents. So I really want to express my respect for you and all who were involved in this program. Can we visit you if we want to learn from you? Yes, you can come to us because we have wonderful green environment, rural environment. No more onions. Don't worry. We will find something else for you to do. We have apples and so on. Okay, we wish you good harvest practically and also in terms of satisfaction that each teacher have. So thank you very much for this. You really warmed our hearts. This is like a Christmas story. Yes, this is a special atmosphere. We are on the way to Christmas. And I believe that you have a this kind of effort to believe and to be open-hearted. Yes, in each work there are some difficult things and easy things, and we are happy when we succeed. Yes, you are succeeding. Thank you very much.
Economic potential and tourism and heritage also has to be accomplished from the side of previous projects, because it is going to be a priority also for the next call of proposals. So here is a small explanation how this will work in touristic approaches and, of course, boosting economical potential in both sides of the border.
Priority 4: Economic potential of tourism and heritage. The programme aims to enhance the role of cultural heritage, nature, involve local communities, use of modern technologies, and to promote ecotourism and social innovations. We expect these results: created and promoted tourism routes, developed new offers that include new or existing small-scale tourism service providers, longer tourists' travels through cross-border tourism routes. Indicative activities: developing of modern cross-border tourism products, measures helping local tourism and culture to develop economically, conserving, preserving and developing of cultural and historical heritage, improving access to valuable nature and environmental objects in a sustainable way, promoting use of sustainable and circular business models, improving of the green and digital skills in the tourist sector, strengthening of the links between cross-border tourism destinations and services within the international tourism networks, joint marketing activities to promote the programme region, developing of the cross-border tourism services for the creative industries, cultural events, active leisure, gastronomy and other.
Of course, one of the big things is how to slow down the tourist who came in, how to, do everything that he stays for longer days. And up until now, like 10 years ago, this program Latlit was creating a lot of nice examples of the velo routes, right? Now there is even nicer project which slow downs even more each and every who comes here. It could be Lithuanian in Latvia, Latvian in Lithuania, but it could be German, Japanese, it could be everyone having very, very, very long, even 1,000 kilometers. Can you imagine 1,000 kilometers of the trails in Baltics? Unbelievable in such a kind of small area of the world. Thousands, we are talking about thousands. Let us see how it worked. Woohoo! I told you already, Matti, that I'm surprised that you came here in a suit, because normally you're a little bit dirty here and there and having boots and being tired probably after long, long journeys. Have you counted how many kilometers you already did? Do you count them?
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of them in the trials? So how many? Tell me,
So
million?
No, not yet. In total, in nature, I have walked 20,000 kilometers. So for almost. I'm getting close. Then will be a big celebration. I will eat a cake probably.
Yeah, okay, so you bring us the
Yeah.
cake. Actually, you did already many opportunities for us, so we can join you on a 30,000, on a 40,000. Now, your goal is that every Latvian and Lithuanian would have their own weekends somewhere in these natural trials. But so how you developed this? Is it a online tool only, or this is like signposted everywhere? It's easy, accessible. There are benches where to rest and some fireplaces, or it's just the suggestions on the map?
So basically, I think the vision would be to teach Latvian, Lithuanian, and even Baltic countries or Europe, but let's start here. So Latvians and Lithuanians, so in your busy day schedule, you can take one day off or even one evening off, walk a part of the trail, or you can take a week off, walk a larger trail, maybe come back next month, next year or next month and continue, or just take 1 or 2 months off and then go for a full experience and live in the nature. So the approach is it's scalable. You can choose how far you want to go. So the smallest sections are 1 day, but you can sometimes even go, around. You drive with a car, do a little circle in nature, a few hours, come back. So idea is being adaptable, being flexible.
But you go with suggestions. So if I'm the one who is like bird watcher, so for me, springtime and autumn is like, wow, that's my time in the nature. Then can I have like suggestions for me, the best spots or something like this? And then the other one is like crazy runner. He runs, he don't see anything. But never stops.
I think you're really giving some suggestions for the next project application because it's in the works, of course. So the idea currently, we have a very nice network of trails along the coastline through the Baltics, and currently we are looking at ways how to create products, as you saw in the video, that fulfill these trails. So far, of course, there are people and organizations who are doing that. We also are organizing. For example, our favorite product is pizza hikes. So we find a local pizza place or just a standard, Latvian bread place.
This looks like for school pupils. If
Yeah.
you say that at the end of the trail there will be a pizza, they will go.
It works for everyone. I think for you too. Sure. So the deal is, you burn the calories and then you can get them back.
Regain them back, of course. No, but seriously, when you do project like this, it's Latvian-Lithuanian project. So you count the kilometers in trails in Latvia, and then trails in Lithuania never be longer in one or another country. And how you find your partners? So the crazy people like you, that they suggest, there is a nice place in, I don't know, Visaginas. There is a, have to show you.
So for me as a trail user, I just enjoy the great infrastructure that is around. For people who plan the trails, a very important thing to take in mind is the local ownership of the plots. So sometimes you can't get somewhere where you want. Sometimes the plot ownership changes, etc. So the trail, in a way, it also has to be alive. You have to look back after a year, after 5 years, after 10 years. So it's really good that the project is ongoing and you can always go and revise.
So
and
you will
also
always go and check again and again.
Yeah, and collect the feedback from people. For example,
I would never look at the same movie I saw already yesterday. I mean, why should I go once again? There are so many opportunities.
You cannot step in the same river twice,
Never?
Because
Really?
it changes the nature of the river. You walk the same place, you might even not know it's the same place. It has changed already.
It's true.
Yeah.
So for you,
it's snowing for you.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It will change during even 5 minutes now in Riga, in this panorama, beautiful panorama we see from above. So now, but I have a feeling that you are a little bit like not really egoists, but individuals. When you go, you go and there is a small company. Do you really need this friendship of meeting Lithuanian when you are in Lithuanian trail, and does he really requires to meet some local Latvian crazy as him when he comes across?
So I think the really nice thing which we are currently looking in this kind of post 2000 environment is experiences. And just walking a trail is not a full experience. The full experience is knowing the best place where to get a meal, to maybe go for, you know, like yoga workshop on the beach, etc. So knowing all these little nice places, you need to have local communities that give you this information or talk with them, and etc. So it's not the nature we are really selling, it's people who are in the nature and doing activities there.
So still people are coming into nature wanting to meet locals.
Of course. For example, when you look at the good example is like Iceland, for example, they tried to sell rocks for 50 years and no one came there. And then they did the commercial where they tried to sell Icelandic lifestyle and people, and suddenly it's the hotspot of Europe, right? So I think the next hotspot, let's hope, is Latvia and Lithuania with our experiences and our people.
Let's hope, but it was mentioned that the forest trails themselves are more than 2,000 kilometers. The coastal hiking routes are 1,500 kilometers. Wow, to me. So how many of those you made it yourself?
So I myself have walked it, like I was not making the routes, I was using them. So I'm the user, the person who is a gourmet of hiking, you know. So for me, I have walked the whole coastline. Also, we kind of extended it. Maybe there's a next project. We also walked the Spapos Lake, Narva territory a bit further. So it was also 2,000 roughly there. For the forest trail, we still have to do the Lithuanian part, like walk through. So I'm really looking forward to it. I know there are a lot of new watchtowers and really nice places. So I'm kind of happy. New sauna complexes where you can rest, you know, because the accommodation has been solved more and more. Because as long as
come on, but then it's not natural trails. This is more
well,
like
it is. You have
luxury. You know, there will be sauna, there will be, you know, some entertainment. So it's not about nature.
I will give you the life hack. So basically, you have the nature experience for 1-2 days, maybe week, etc. And then one day there's a storm or it's really raining, and then you go on an app and you see what is the closest hotel. You sleep there, wash yourself, wash your gear, eat some good meal, warm, etc. And then you walk further. So there is even this hiker-friendly network of rural communities, rural authentic places where you can stay and basically also meet the locals.
How serious you are that, let's say, when foreigners from, you know, New York, Amsterdam, those are tired without the nature, will hear this story. All of them, they come here and will make our forests and coastlines so busy that we will hate this idea that we were trying to attract the tourism.
When was the last time you were on the beach swimming in Latvia? You know, right? I think the real problem is not the hikers. It's when the people in the office decide that this July I will go take the car and go to the Jurmala, you know. So with hikers we see that these amounts of people are very manageable. Also the fact that we put them on a very long 2,000 almost kilometer trail, right? When you look at the standard beach where people just go to swim, you put all the people on one point, and that's where the danger comes. For nature, if the amount of people is kind of decentralized or stretched across a larger area, it's fine. The problem happens when you have hotspots, and that's why these trails are really, really good for the environment, because you stretch out the amount of people. For example, let's say 100,000 people come to enjoy nature this weekend, right? We put them all on 3 most popular beaches, and it's just all the nature dies on these beaches. We put these 100,000 people on the trail, right? And it's each person can look around and almost not see the other person if you.
But listen, but this is from the point of view of perspective of nature itself. But from the point of view of the program, they were paying to you to develop economical attractiveness, right? Of the Baltics itself. So where is the trick? Why should we invest in this? If you like nature, go. No one, you know, worries you.
So I think the attractiveness is for people. They need to know where they can go and where they can't go. In a lot of places you come and there is an angry farmer who's saying, hey, you're stepping on my kale, you know, or cucumbers or something. And it happens a lot. And the more people come, for example, the country marketing agency is doing really good job attracting, you know, so hundreds of thousands, millions of tourists to Latvia. But the locals are starting to really get angry, you know, like, hey, it's for us. And so this case, we create a trail which is approachable for all. But it's important. I'm not the person who was someone paid. I'm just the hiker. So I was invited because I just walked the trail. But I'm also involved in consulting.
But don't you think that in the future we should actually develop, and you can do it, by the way.
I would love to.
The application, so to educate the local people, they should be not angry to the passing by tourist, but actually, you know, trying to sell a piece of what? Of,
that's the
apples.
second. That's this. I think this is perfect. I watched the video. I was like, here we go. And I think that's a lot of agencies, organizations already are talking about it and thinking about it. And this is definitely the next step. How to sell stuff along the way. So the basic form is just meals and accommodation, right? But in the more involved and more scalable way, it's experiences and activities you can do.
And how long you would spend on one walking? Well, imagine it's a free week or months. How long? I'm just thinking from the point of view economy of our great nations, Latvia and Lithuania. If we, you know, try to focus on you guys, on the crazy walkers around the world,
That's a good
so
name.
all of you come here. If there is a profit in it, because you're just alone, you have just backpack, you will never buy a super trooper souvenir, which is heavy and expensive, because you will carry it on your shoulders. So you will probably only buy a food and a shelter. That's it. So
I will
if
tell
there
you a
is a
secret.
business in it.
I will tell you a secret. Actually, the hikers and walkers are the most lucrative clients, because you have a person in a car or on a bike.
Yes.
He comes to a restaurant or cafe or any place. He doesn't like it. He doesn't want to spend the money there. Fine. He looks at Google, goes to the Walmart, biggest possible place, just buys cheap food and goes away. Hiker, he's not that picky. He's hungry. He wants to sit sometime. He will stop at every cafe along the way, you know. And I have been there. I know that. You have walked for 20 kilometers. You finally see a place, a shelter. You spend everything you have there.
So if there are
and
no
also
cafes
they
in
spend
Riga anymore nowadays, then you can build around these
yes,
walking.
and actually we have talked to
passages.
real owners of cafes along these trails, and they see increase of tourists and etc. So for example, in this season when it's winter, usually no one came because the beaches were closed. Now they see actually we can keep our businesses open for longer because there are hikers who are walking through and buying meals, etc.
Wow, now we really see a potential of investing into things like this, into people like you, and let us cross the finger that the amount of people like you will
Yes,
grow in the Baltics itself, foreigners or locals, and let us hope that for next weekend you actually have your own plans already. Do you? In Lithuania?
Next weekend,
you know where you will go?
that's a good idea. I was thinking somewhere close to Riga, but maybe Lithuania.
No, Lithuania.
Yeah,
No,
really.
look at the border area.
Yes,
we have
yes.
the
We
largest border in between our
We
countries.
already have spotted out some places, but we will not tell it.
Okay,
yeah.
secret.
Yeah. Now it's really good sauna places, but you tell it and people start looking and they book them,
and then it's,
and then you can't.
Okay,
yeah.
I understand your.
And that's actually really, for example, getting a sauna right now, it's hard. You know, like they are
Okay.
usually booked. So if
Okay,
you want to
are
build
looking for a
something,
new,
go for it.
business idea.
Yeah, we will go for
build a sauna in Latvian border area.
Yeah, or Lithuania.
Or Lithuanian, of course. Thank you very much. I know in which priority you will now plan to submit the project, but should I ask you, my dear friends, please be active. Come back to this cloud of Slido. So here we showed you the Slido again. So if you lost contact with the Slido place, but so you go to Slido, slide.do, and then you have to still go in with this hashtag #Latlit. And the big question is, in which priority you plan really to submit the project? Of course, you can go with many answers if you want, but it is just to understand which is more interesting for you guys and which might be also, you know, to organize properly, because in January and just please observe the publication in a website latlit.com.eu, sorry, latlit.eu, when the real dates will be announced. So up until now the cloud works like this. There are 4 priorities, as you learned, and we will probably continue this active pull even during the Ilse Krieva will talk to us, and we will now go in a Zoom conference with Deputy Director of Development Instruments Department of Ministry of Environmental Protection. And hi, Ilse. I know you are online. You hear me, yes? Do I hear you? Hi.
Hi.
Yes, Ilse. Can you actually name, since you are working with this project for quite a long time, your favorite project for the program which was realized, almost ended already?
Well, it's a very difficult question. I have lots of them, actually. Whenever I go to some object where I see actually there are a lot of visitors, I'm happy. That's my favorite project. Whenever I watch the national TV and there are regional news and there's a piece on the event that was taking the event was taking place in the regions and it's a project event, that's my favorite project. When I'm flying in Air Baltica and I see the advert of the walking trail, that's my favorite object. And so on and so on. And when you see actually the happy people, that satisfied people, the target groups which are very satisfied with the project results, that's a favorite project. I would say that today we have already seen so many good examples, but there are a lot of more of them here in the program. And I hope also in the next period we are going to have some very, very, very good projects.
So, Ilse, nevertheless, having this experience, you probably are the best person whom to ask the good advice. And I know you prepared a small speech, which is hopefully a good suggestion for applicants, for future applicants. So, would you now come with this golden rule of good application for a new period? There are still some changes, there are still some different approaches. So, what should we respect?
Yeah, okay. Well, actually, wow, 261 projects jointly implemented by 1,038 project partners from Latvia and Lithuania since year 2008 already. Well, those numbers describe cooperation between Latvian and Lithuanian local, regional, non-governmental organizations within the program so far. We can definitely look back on the achievements with pride and satisfaction. But today we are actually celebrating and opening a new chapter of our program. And actually, I'm so excited about the fact that so many people applied and joined us today to learn more about the future of the program, its objectives, but what I would like to point out that responsible institutions for the program preparation and implementation have set only the frame of the program. And the content-wise, the most important players of the program are the project beneficiaries. Abraham Lincoln has said that the best way to predict the future is to create it. And the future of our program actually now lies in the hands of the project applicants who have joined us today. Well, and in this time devoted, you are asking what are the tips for the project. In this time devoted for the project preparation, I wish you success in defining ambitious, significant, innovative, and sustainable cooperation ideas, finding good cooperation partners with whom you can work in mutual trust, with whom you share the same values, and whom you can together strive for common objectives. And also, I wish you success also in outlining your vision of goals and project and ideas and goals in the project application so that the benefits of the target group are clear and significant. Really sincerely hope that with the help of program financing and implemented projects, we will continue the well-established cooperation between both countries, and we will form the program territory where people can pursue their goals and dreams. And I wish you all the inspiration actually to dare, to try, not to be afraid. I wish you the determination when you're doing it, creativity, and for most important, good cooperation in our program. Thank you.
Well, thank you very, very much. The good cooperation, I think, is exactly what we celebrate, and to dare to try to, well, even just imagine, just dream of. And can I also ask more or less the same question from a different angle? Deimante Jankūne, you are head of the Territorial Cooperation Program Unit for Regional Policy Department of Ministry of Interior of Lithuanian Republic. So it just shows how different approaches of different countries are to this program. But Deimante, I know you work with this program, and you probably sometimes also have this question: is it normal that some people have their wish and then they go to different, like, let's say, lighter programs? Because some of them are, you know, you have to communicate with just one agency, and by the way, in your local language, in Lithuanian, for example. And if you cannot get yourself in this frame, then you kind of go to Lat-Lit program, so where you have this English language, a little bit of global approach, but can you say that you can realize even nicer dreams, even more global ones with these country, so the international programs? Really, we have to admit, even though it includes 2 countries, it is very typical European. It's better than the local program, isn't it?
Hello, everyone. Yes, you right. What is for sure, we have different kind of opportunities. We have different kind of financial instruments. Yes, also our own resources. So, and the most important is to choose. Yes, where we want to invest, and where we have the best partnerships. And I think such kind of cross-border cooperation programs, we have very good possibility for our neighboring regions, yes, to cooperate and to implement where ideas, to find joint solutions together. And as it said, by working together, we can achieve bigger results by the less money invested.
So probably from the point of view of Lithuania, from the bigger country, you know, more serious country, you also have your suggestions for applicants of the next call of proposals. So everyone is eager to know, you know, small life hacks for this program. Give us.
Well, it could be quite many advices and recommendations, but my recommendation would be that you have to continue what you have started. At least sustainability of already implemented ideas, of found some solutions. So it's a good possibility. And I would say that everybody have to be smart, creative, and use the given possibilities of the program. Program has more than 29 million, yes, to allocate and invest in our region. So I would say just by working together, all together, yes, let's create good solutions for our. Yes, so we are united by borders, so it's cooperation. It's the most important thing, yes, for us. So by cooperating, by doing all things together, so we can especially achieve the best results for our regions.
For sure. And thank you very, very much for being determined also to observe this and probably even to adjust, to change needs of the program when it will be on the way. It's quite a distance from today when we will end. So now it's dreaming, then it's, filing the application, but then it's also realizing, and different realities could come. Nevertheless, very important thing, I think Deimante and everyone will agree, is to find your best, really the best partner. So have you found one? This is my next question to Slido. So please use the same link to this common space. you should once again enter with the hashtag #LatLit. Yes and no. My dear friends, if someone is still struggling to find a good partner, that's the day, that's the place. You should go into #LatLit program's website, and above, like I think it was a third click from your right side, there is a partner searching tool. So if you click today, no, I didn't found a partner yet, then you should definitely today go and apply for a partner. Just announce yourself, announce your ideas, announce your maybe just the thoughts, maybe even not formulated ideas, but still to have a good partner, it's better than you formulate it together and you become a super trooper applicant when it starts. Actually, the application, as you learned, will end at middle of the March. So this is serious. You have to find a partner today. There is a Christmas in between. So nevertheless, I am a little bit bitterly surprised that 2/3 of you say, no, I have no partner. How could it be in between such countries where we even have a special date, Baltic Unity Day? Huh? How can it be that you have no partner? Well, okay, good. That is a good solution. Go to #LatLit and find one. It's just a nice reminder of having, solving it. Huh? Now, my dear friends, it comes to Deimante, you prepared your speech, right? So since we will be in this cloud having partners, you have your own speech prepared. Can I ask you to now read it?
Okay, maybe for some inspiration for our
of course
project partners, and especially for new potential applicants, yes, for newcomers. So as for final words, so I'm very glad that new program of Latvia-Lithuania cross-border cooperation is presented today. And we all together on behalf of the program bodies, member state, and even European Commission can announce the first call for proposals, yes, the first call of upcoming funding opportunities for our potential applicants and multipliers. I'm very confident that program during 7 years implementation period will reach its main aim and will create a friendly environment for public and private partners from our border regions of Latvia and Lithuania, and everybody will have opportunity to work together on very smart, good ideas for the benefit of our regions. I'm sure that the program will help to put into practice innovative, environment-friendly and sustainable solutions for the benefit of the citizens across the borders. We have quite a long cooperation and tight relations having such joint cooperation programs, and it's almost 20 years as territorial cooperation. European territorial cooperation is like a second pillar of European cohesion policy. So, and territorial cooperation always encourage regions and countries to tackle challenges we can solve only by working together. And together we can proud that we have this program, and we can contribute for the common wealth of our regions or even the whole Europe. This event shows that all together we agreed on the new program document and framework on its implementation. So now we are ready to tackle the most common and nowadays actual or even unexpected different kind of political, economic, pandemic challenges in our countries. So therefore, I invite you to be active and work together in this program. The best success for all of you.
Of course, Deimante, thank you very much for being nice to us also on your wishes. We wish you all the success. In a way, it's a very miracle moment which comes for you as well. Because
yes.
we here in Riga and you there in, I guess, in Vilnius, or where are you?
In Vilnius,
in
yes.
Vilnius. You and everyone who is involved in this beautiful program. So you will now see us, the ones who were present here, and we decided that since, yes, official language is English, but we will use our national languages, Latvian and Lithuanian, to count from 10 to 0, and then, only then, the real countdown will go. So it will mean that from that point, only in, few seconds, the program will be launched. You have to help us. So please, wherever you are, in Lithuania or in Latvia, just close eyes and wish all the best for you yourself, if you are applicant, for you yourself, if you are the one who will do judgment of whether this is a good application and should be approved or not. Many people will work now very hard to realize all new, nice, bright ideas. We'll just launch it. So we will launch it very technically easy. There will be countdown and you have to use your own national language. Yes? Vienas, divas, no, from 10 to 9. Okay, 3, 4, 3, 4.
9,
8,
7,
6,
5, 4,
3.
2, 1.
I see you.
So these applauses all around Europe. Just we will send a message even to Brussels so that they know that we will spend all money they allocated for this program for sure. It was quite active program, right? Up until now, as we learned today. Congratulations with the success you provided to us. And I wish all the best to every applicant, of course, myself. But up until now, we have a good announcement still. The announcement goes for those who were probably searching for real date of application. Before you start application, you have to come to seminars, so to know not to make too much of mistakes, so not to make some bitter moments for yourself. So to prepare yourself, I'd like to show you the dates of how good you could prepare. And the dates are foreseen for January. Now we will show you on the screen the dates. The next slide my colleagues will show. Yes. The seminars for applicants will be actually, you should plan for January, February, and it will be in both countries. More or less we plan in person. So maybe we don't know exact date, but in this program, and actually the good idea is if you subscribe as a newsletter receiver, then you never miss the date, you never miss the main requirements. And one more thing is still, let's be honest. I was hoping for a better performance. Honestly, the slide before showed you how well, good we are at finding partners. Probably we are Nordic nations. We have to train ourselves to be better at finding partners. But up until now, in this area of finding partners, there are only few applications so far. So be active. If you don't do it now, then, you could lose your application approval. So don't do it. Just find a good partner. Without partner, one cannot apply. You have to be at least 2 partners in 2 countries. All the best, all the success, all the wishes you realize today will be true somewhere around the second part of the next year. I already will count. As a journalist, happy to see, happy to make reporting on these things. So meet you in the future with already realized projects. Thank you very, very much, and big applause around Europe for a launch of this great program. Thanks. Bye.